Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jayden Ginsweider. Joining me, of course, is my co-host, former DDT Ironman Heavy Metalweight Champion, Shane Price.
I'm happy to be here.
And recent Raw attendee, Jolka.
Both of those are the exact same level of importance.
Hey, I mean, the way he got treated by T-Mobile, man.
Yeah.
VIP.
T-Mobile was VIP at Raw last night. The
Yeah.
T-Mobile Center. You go through T-Mobile customer line. They give you a bracelet. They bring you down to a nightclub, give you food, drinks, private elevator to your.
Apparently, they dye your hair.
Oh yeah.
You
They make you a John Cena fan.
You need to dye your hair because you're the only one in this room
But
that
like
doesn't have
that-
red hair.
Jolka, you guys can't see him, but Jolka has like the exact T-Mobile
Yeah, I do.
color hair. Like it's like the exact magenta that T-Mobile uses.
They had him in the spot.
Yeah.
They did. Even the nightclub they brought us to had like the pink neon light, so the whole room was that
It's
color.
their thing, you know. I
Like-
mean,
Yeah.
your hair must have blended in.
Yep. So on to our Call and Elbow question. This is our last episode of April. So as we started doing this year, the last collar and elbow of the year will be the performer of the month. So whoever you think put on the best, just kind of full catalog performance of April. That's the way it rolls. So last month, Shane and I both picked Toni Storm.
Right.
And she's the only person who's gotten 2 so far. So we've been kind of very different.
She might be the only one who gets 2 ever in a year.
Hey, you never know.
We'll never know, obviously, yeah.
So I guess if you just want a rundown of where we've been, I picked Penta for January, Mercedes Moné for February, and Toni Storm for March. And you picked Kevin Owens for January, Haruka Goto for February, and Toni Storm for March. So, Shane, where are you going with your performer of the
you
month?
should go first. I'm not that
You
to
wanna go first?
explain mine.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. I think he was the most interesting part of the build to that Mania main event. He won that main event, and then capped off his month by putting together, the most interesting running angle on Raw right now, which is his new group. So I think Seth Rollins earned it for me. He's my performer of the month. And it doesn't have to be a wrestler. If you think a commentator deserves it, or a manager, or a booker, like I just really, I guess not a booker, but it has to be like somebody on screen. So
Right.
if you want the general manager, like if you thought Adam Pearce
Brett Lauderdale.
or a ring announcer, whatever. It's just anybody who's on screen. Could be a tag team, like whatever. So
I'm actually gonna go with Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
Because he set a record. He has managed 3 different former WWE champions within a 60-second time period.
That is true. That is true.
I guess. I mean, it's technically, yeah, he did do that.
He did do that.
I'll
Yep.
give you that.
He did. Yeah. I mean, he did. He turned heel by low blowing Punk, and then immediately turned face by low blowing Roman Reigns.
But he gave Roman Reigns the business, man.
Dude, he did.
He was in there for a while.
Roman Reigns is like, I'm gonna make you look funny though, and just squeeze
He
his legs
squeezed him
together.
down.
He's like, oh, get it out.
He squeezed his thighs and he got stuck in there.
Yep. All right.
That was the highlight
Shane,
of the
what
night.
obscure deathmatch wrestler are you giving this to?
I know I'm wearing Takayuki Ueki's shirt tonight. Yes. But no, my performer was Tom Nakano.
Okay.
Bonus points getting ran over for a promo.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll be getting bonus points, yeah.
Yep.
But
By a vehicle specifically. Like, what was it? Was it like a golf cart or something?
It was a car.
It was a car.
It was
yeah,
a whole
technically
ass car.
By a whole ass car.
Kamatami ran her over with a car.
Uh-huh.
No, but her match a couple nights ago at All-Star Grand Queendom was phenomenal, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Recency bias, of course, it was my favorite match I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I know this, the spectacle, the gear, everything about it was
And All-Star Grand Queendom, that's Stardom's like Mania, right? Like that's
pretty
huge.
much, yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of their big huge shows.
yeah.
And it was a crazy show. Like the last 6 matches were all amazing.
Yeah.
You only see that in modern wrestling these days.
Yeah, really. I mean, even AEW just has like a pretty good one in there, not like an amazing six-match run.
6-match run. That's pretty iconic there.
Yeah.
She just retired. She lost her match. She had to retire. No big ceremony, just out in tears with their protege. So
Yep. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good set of people we got there. I will give you more time to talk All-Star Grand Queendom here in a little bit. Let's get to the news of the week. Nothing really outside the ring from AEW, and from WWE it's been pretty light, which is surprising because the one news update that did come out is something that they would usually try to bury,
yeah.
and that is that we have an update on the Ring Boy lawsuit.
Oh
Yeah.
I hate hearing those two words together now, ring and boy.
Yeah.
Every time, that's what you think of.
It's not great. 3 more Ring Boys
Oh
have
my
joined the lawsuit.
God, dude.
And new allegations have been put forth against Mel Phillips and Pat Patterson. This is from Jeremy Lambert of Fightful.com. New filing in the U.S. District Court for the District of Maryland expanded on claims of negligence against WWE, Vince McMahon, and Linda McMahon in regard to the alleged sexual abuse from former WWE Ring Boys. The new filing adds detailed allegations from 3 additional plaintiffs identified as John Doe's 6, 7, and 8. So we
We're
are
up
up.
to 8.
We are up to 8.
Oh my God.
John Doe's. So it's just kind of more of the same. It's just new allegations of abuse against former ring announcer Mel Phillips and one new allegation against Pat Patterson. There's a whole, on Fightful.com, he includes in here just the whole court filing so you can read it. And yeah, so that's where we are. So yeah. And then, of course, also this week, I believe, I didn't put in the news because it was just kind of a little thing, but Janelle Grant did file opposition to Vince McMahon and WWE trying to move her lawsuit into private arbitration. So she's trying to push this into discovery so that they can really get everything out of it.
I hope she does.
So I hope,
God.
I hope that the right people win here. I know that a lot of times the corporate mega power wins these kind of things, but I'm really hoping for the right result.
That is obscene.
Yeah, it's up to 8 accusers in that one lawsuit is insane.
I'm going to be real. You know there's more.
Yeah.
You just know there's more.
Oh, yeah, some of them aren't going to want to say anything.
I mean, yeah,
I
some
don't
of
need the public knowing
Some of them
that.
are
Well,
dead,
also 'cause,
too.
like,
That's the thing.
You know, in that era, WWE couldn't afford a traveling crew. They had a different crew every city they were in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they were working with so many different people each time, so many different, ring boys. So just a horrible situation. If you don't know much about it, there's a lot of time spent on it in the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix, so you can kind of get the whole picture there. Plus, I'm sure there's all kinds of articles and YouTube videos and stuff you can watch to kind of get the whole picture here, but that's kind of the current update.
It's hard not to get the whole picture with it just comes across my YouTube all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge scandal.
I mean, it's a big deal, obviously.
It is a huge deal. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to downplay it. I don't want to move on too fast because we do try to keep it upbeat here. But with stuff like this, we have to talk about.
It's just it's too big.
Yeah. So.
What happens if they were found guilty in all of this? What happens to WWE with that?
What happens to the federal fucking government, actually, too?
I don't know.
Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're at a time right now where I don't really know how much consequences matter.
I think what would happen is because it's a lawsuit, that we will owe a metric fuck ton of money to the 8 John Doe's and also Janelle Grant.
So, yep, that's where
expect a lot of cuts.
A lot of cuts. Those SummerSlam ticket prices are going to get even crazier.
$80K for 2 seats.
Yeah, did you see that? I mean, not to move on too quickly, but $40,000 for a front row ticket to SummerSlam. Did you see that?
$40,000.
That's for that one. That is for that one night too, though.
That's for both nights of SummerSlam.
You can get one for $20K.
How much is a front row ticket to WrestleMania?
It was $10,000, but next year it'll probably be about $100,000, probably.
Probably, yeah.
This
is the TKO ticketing strategy.
SummerSlam being that much, they don't want the fans in the front row. They want the VIPs. It's how UFC's been for the past fucking 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, this is the
They
TKO.
are going to price out the actual fans.
Yep.
$100,000.
It's so they can get the. It's so they can get the fucking
sports entertainment
president of the
isn't
United
a
States
middle
in
class
the front
sport
row.
anymore. This is a If you want sports entertainment is out. If you want pro wrestling, you can afford it, but you can't afford sports entertainment.
Sports
anymore.
entertainment. First of all, why are you going to sports entertainment in the first place? My Jolka.
It's fun in person.
It is. Yeah.
I even if you aren't a huge fan of WWE or any company, going to a show is awesome. Just like going to a concert, even if you don't really know the band, is still really fun.
It's a fun experience.
It's just
What
an in-person
happens?
experience.
What happens if they price out the fucking rodeo?
I don't know, man.
Because they own a rodeo now.
Yeah, they own PBR.
TKO.
Yes, they own they own the fucking rodeo.
And they're starting to move into boxing. They don't have like an official
that
company yet.
Thing is dead on arrival, dude.
Think it is
Because it's Dana White. They're gonna pay them Dana White money.
Mhm.
Look at how the UFC fighters get paid.
I don't know.
All of them would jump the WWE in a heartbeat if they could. They get paid like shit.
Oh, do they? Yeah, I had no idea. You want to talk about the death of World Wonder Ring Stardom?
Oh God, I guess
It's falling apart.
You give me the open.
Context for what Stardom is first. Just
So Stardom right now is the number one women's wrestling company probably in the world.
the
Not
number one
just
women's
Japan.
only in the world. Yeah.
There's a couple in the
Where does it rank Japan total?
Probably
Like
number
third?
two.
Number two?
I'll put
Two
them
behind New
above
Japan?
New Japan. They're above Dragon Gate or DDT.
I was thinking maybe Noah's number two.
Not right now.
Not right now. Okay, so they're like the number two company in Japan. They're the women's only.
They just pulled 7,000.
They're the sister promotion of New Japan Pro Wrestling, so they do events together.
I didn't know there was an actual women's promotion like that out there.
Yeah, there are women's only promotions.
Japan is different. They only have men's and women's. They don't have a combined.
Yeah, and then in America you'll see there's a handful of women's only like indie level promotions.
See, I've always had this idea to have a.
Oh, that's true anymore.
Do they not really exist anymore?
Shimmer's not a thing anymore.
Oh yeah,
because Payzak's
there used to be a handful of women's only promotions.
I've had this idea to see a women's only promotion, but that has a men's division, but they call it the Men's World Championship, like the Men's Intercontinental.
I love that.
We have had this conversation.
Honestly,
we love that.
Would probably be my company.
Yeah, we have had that because there was a promotion called All Japan Women's, and it was All Japan Pro Wrestling's version of a women's promotion. And we watched one show of theirs, and it's kind of like that, where there were like 7 women's matches and then just like one men's 6-man tag in the middle of it,
which ruled,
which was awesome.
Which
ruled because
it
was like lucha, it was like high flying. It wasn't the best thing on the card, but it did win my classic hot dog.
It was his second best thing on the card.
We have the rule where you can't give the classic hot dog or classic handshake to what you picked the show for. So we picked it for the main event. That was the best match, the women's match. But then the second best match was this lucha 6-man thing.
It had
was
fat
awesome.
dudes doing lucha shit.
Yeah.
That's
is
and
great.
also Ultimo Dragon.
But anyway, back to Stardom.
Well, Ultimo Dragon.
Yes.
Before he was Ultimo Dragon.
I will have to show
when
you
he
this
was Yoshihiro Asai.
Actually, you will see it. It's going to be in the medley we do for my birthday.
He, in my mind, was the most decorated champion at one
He
time
had that Jacob.
in WCW.
Yes, that Jacob.
He had what? It was 8 titles when he was
Yeah.
in
the
WCW.
Jacob, dude. Yeah.
I think it got up to 10 at one point. Because I think he won a
did.
couple more after. And it got up to 10.
I just remember he had a manager walking out with his arms spread
Yeah.
and just gold all over him.
He needed like one of those like rolling like coat racks. And just like
I
they're
know.
all hanging on the-
I'm fairly certain that the Jacob's on the list of shows we can watch.
Yeah,
Like-
at some point I think.
Like, you don't have to carry all those belts, but that's a flex.
Yeah.
It's a statement. you
Yeah.
know?
So Stardom, Tom Nakano retired.
Tom Nakano retired.
Mayu Iwatani's
Mayu
leaving.
Iwatani's leaving.
Thekla's
gone.
going to America. They just lost Mina Shirakawa.
Nishikawa's to America. Micah's out for a year.
Mhm. Wait, Micah's out?
Yeah.
I thought she was wrestling on Wrestling Dontaku.
She needed surgery for. That's her last match.
Oh, that's her last
She needed
match.
surgery for half a year now.
Oh, okay.
On her elbow. She's been wrestling with that for half a year.
She's been wrestling with a messed up elbow for 6 months. That's crazy.
At a high level for 6 months, too.
Yeah. So, I guess first, what is happening with Stardom?
Shit's getting fucked. Not really. The only one that was kind of a surprise was Micah.
Mm-hmm.
But like Tom Nakano,
Injuries are always kind of a surprise.
Tom Nakano was, as soon as it was announced, everybody knew she was going to lose. Mayu, it was kind of coming clear that she has nothing more she can do in Stardom. She's probably gonna leave, even though it's like if John Cena left in 2015.
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like if Roman left right after he lost the belt to Cody, because she had been the IWGP Women's Champion for 2 years. Like she had been. I mean, that's not the biggest belt in Stardom, but it's kind of on the same level as their biggest belt, and it's kind of their secondary world title, and she held it for 2 years. Like it's. Yeah,
that's a long time to hold any championship.
Yeah, but it's just a popularity like where they are. It's Cena in 2015.
Yeah,
it's
a
like,
huge.
It's peak John Cena leaving the company.
Yeah. Where do you think she'll go? By the way, Mayo, is she going to AEW? Or is she going to?
Nope. There is a
Rev Pro
main event for a Korakuen Hall show with Nanae Takahashi against the mystery opponent at Marigold in May 5th.
So she's
going to the fucking Hat Man.
That was my other kind of point here. Stardom falling apart. Is this a real opportunity for Marigold to sweep in and take their spot?
No.
Or at least come close?
No.
Okay.
Marigold still has the issue of not having any like young talent.
Mm-hmm.
Cause unless they poach Senka Akatsuki and the other one from Marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and another thing, they just lost Suri.
That's true.
To Stardom. It's like, imagine trading LeBron at the peak of his powers for Kobe at the peak of his powers.
That's kind of what they just did.
It's pretty much, yeah.
It's there's kind of like a WCW WWF war going on in Japan women's promotions right now.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
but Marigold, I feel like they haven't really been making waves recently. I haven't been reading about Marigold a lot.
It's just because Bozilla left, Utami's there, Suri left.
Yeah.
But
if they get Mayu, they have a real.
Of course, they'll be there. Mayu's like the biggest name in women's wrestling right now. But like, with all that, like Stardom's got young talent. That's good. They got the three sisters. They got talent that's just ready to go above. Like they're all younger than me, who are ready to make that jump. Starlight Kid's ready to make that jump.
Starlight Kid and Azumi rule, dude.
They're ready awesome to go up to that red belt. Like Saya Kamatami, like the ending of that Tom Nakano match. She's ready to be the biggest star in that promotion right now. Turn her face, that's her.
So scale of 1 to 10, where was Stardom at this point last year? Where are they now? And Shane just broke his chair.
Shane almost just died.
I know. I saw my life flash before my eyes.
But yeah, back to my question.
There might be a doo-doo staying in that chair over there, Chad.
Scale of 1 to 10, where was Stardom at this point a year ago? Where are they now?
I would say at this point a year ago, if also ranking them last year, especially with that Suri Mayu match, I would say they had like an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Before the press conference, they were at a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say they're at. I'm gonna say an 8, but a different 8.
Okay, so they're still pretty much. You're still.
I'm still high.
High on
I got
okay.
hope. They got the talent. Obviously.
Okay. You're just hoping that the people will step up and fill the roles that are being left.
This isn't the first time they've had that big loss.
Mm-hmm. And also,
left,
I don't really watch
left.
Stardom, but I've been following New Japan for about 5 years now, or like 6 years now. And this has happened multiple times to New Japan.
Yes.
Just a wave of talent will all leave at the same time, and then you just kind of the next guy up mentality, and everything works out.
It's gonna be fine. Honestly, this isn't like everybody's leaving for a green ring. I think the green ring's cooler. Hashtag shot Masawa. It's not that.
Yeah.
I know people thought Marigold would be that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
Yeah. So, anything else on Stardom?
When that show gets on Stardom World, go and watch it. It is the best show of the year. It is nothing comes close.
All right. We did lose a legend this week. Rest in peace, Steve Mongo McMichael.
Really?
Yeah. So he.
Chicago News has been covering it since he got diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
He had ALS. He was in Chicago. It was hospice care for about less than a day.
Less than a day. Yeah. I saw the two. It's like you see his on Fightful. It was his Steve Mongo McMichael has passed away, and then there were 6 articles in between, and then it was Steve Mongo McMichael is in hospice. So it was not.
I just watched the WrestleMania that the only time he was in a WWE appearance with Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
I just
in
saw
that?
that recently. Yeah, I was surprised too. I didn't remember that when I watched it, and there he was.
You mean he had wrestling experience when he came to WCW?
So yeah, he was in WCW. He was a member of the Four
He
Horsemen.
had that little puppy with him.
He honestly, a lot of times wasn't the worst thing on the show. Like he was pretty good. He wasn't the best wrestler, but he had some
He was
good
entertaining.
matches. And
He's the first one to really utilize a briefcase.
yeah.
He was a pioneer in the Money in the Bank style matches.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Mongo. Hoping for the best for his family, and I will have a match recommendation at the end of the show for him. One that I've seen from a Nitro. I don't remember why I'd watched it. I think it was just kind of some random Nitro I happened to watch, but he has a pretty great.
This could be the only time ever that a Mongo match is ever been recommended to anybody.
Yeah, maybe, but
Who is his opponent? It was something green. And they had a pay-per-view
Kevin
match.
Green?
Kevin Green, yeah.
Yeah,
the
the
football player.
NFL and NFL violence there, yeah. That match was not good.
Yeah. Quick hits. So I'm going to give you guys these headlines, and I just want to know your quick reactions. Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff say they are back. Tease having a third man.
The third man is the last of my sanity.
Yeah. This is just going to be another shitty podcast, right?
I hope so.
Right.
I've seen everything.
This better not be a real
I've
wrestling
seen
thing.
everything from a wrestling promotion to a crypto scam. So,
Ooh, it could be a crypto scam.
I mean, my only reaction was I heard Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, and I was like, and the anything after that didn't really matter because those guys
It's
are.
only
they're buying TNA again.
it's only interesting if the third man is the Rizzler.
Are they allowed to be that close to children?
No, they're not actually.
It's Vince McMahon.
Vince. And then that's going to be the new promotion.
I would literally go throw us off a cliff.
No, it's probably just NWO coin.
It's
You're right.
bad enough that Rossi Ogawa got away scot-free from his weirdness, so I don't need no Vince shit.
Last quick hit here. Indy Hartwell signs with TNA Wrestling.
TNA also has a good women's division, so
Yeah, another
Not surprised.
solid women's wrestler in the long line of great knockouts.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
no surprise there.
Yep.
My Tessa Blanchard, they were pretty good right now.
Yeah, TNA, as unreliable as it is, you can always count on the X division being pretty fun and the women's division being just awesome wrestling. Like that's
Masha and Killer Kelly both got like for the first time extremely over mainstream with their tag team. So like TNA can do that.
Speaking of TNA, that Leon Slater spot, dude. Did you see this?
Oh God, we gotta talk about Jolka. You were a wrestler.
Oh,
Leon Slater does a swanton off the cage. Not a damn soul caught him.
So, here,
So like he went to. There were people standing.
Yeah, like people were saying
so
like
this
watching.
is a
Yeah.
multi-man match.
It's an Ultimate X match.
There's 5 or 6 guys down here to catch him.
Oh no! All right, I'm watching. He's at the top. Does it? Oh, 450.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
onto nobody.
So I've watched this clip. This happened like Saturday?
Yeah,
I think I've watched this clip 200 times. What happens is
this clip.
so I've dissected the clip. First problem, Moose starts like 2 feet in front of everybody else. Like he's too far forward. And Top Dollar, AJ Francis, kind of just like pulls him back in. So that doesn't end up ultimately
But
becoming a
Top Dollar
problem.
is still too far away for to catch him either.
Well, because here's what happens is Matt Cardona moves. And then that leaves this hole where actually credit to Top Dollar. We've both shit on him a lot. He does notice Cardona move, and he tries to get there and gets his arm under him, but he's just not fast enough to get there. And in the process of doing that, he bumps Sidney Akeem out of position and actually lands on Sidney Akeem's knee. So he ends up getting hurt. So it's like
He's hurt.
I don't know if he's hurt,
Oh
but he definitely
my God.
I don't know if he's like out like IR, but he definitely was nursing that the next day.
There's no
You know what I mean?
fucking way.
So he might not
That's-
miss any time, but it definitely hurt him for at least a couple days. And then so like the only person who was actually in position, or the only people were Vikingo and Top Dollar.
And Vikingo was
in
never gonna
Vikinga's
catch him.
position, he was supposed to be kind of on the side of the group.
Yeah.
He was never supposed to be in the catch position because he's like the smallest guy in the match other than Leon Slater.
Yeah.
Right?
450 going from the top rope. Everyone
Not the top,
needs
not
to
even
be
the top
in
rope, from like an elevated thing. It was
Yeah.
like
The
above the
From
top.
the fucking X division, like the Ultimate X, like
Think cage
holder
height.
thing.
Think cage height. Like that's
Right.
to the floor, and nobody catches him.
Everybody
Luckily,
needs to be
he's
in
not
catch position.
injured.
This is.
I haven't heard anything about him being
Teddy Hart
concussed.
did this exact spot of this exact ending like at least 50 times.
But ultimately, it was Cardona's fault.
Did he
Which
get
he
back
knows
up?
better.
Yeah, he got back up. He was fine.
He's fine.
He's not
Oh.
He
injured.
should have been pissed off. He should have.
Right.
He should have shot at Cardona, brother.
Like that
Yeah.
hurt just watching.
Oh yeah.
Cardona knows
I mean, it
better.
hurt us watching it. We've never been in the ring. We just
like,
saw it. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Cardona knows fucking better. He's been a wrestler for God knows how long. He's been at WrestleMania. He's been world champion at GCW. He knows better.
Yeah, he's been in ladder matches and stuff. Like he's definitely been in that position
That's
thousands
not
of times
just
before.
coming from the top of like a cage. That's coming with forward momentum that you need to clear a 450.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that momentum going this way and gravity pulling you down. That's
Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely
he should
Cardona's
have
fault.
died.
Yeah.
He is the luckiest person I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the dude who fell from the rafters in ECW.
Yeah. So I guess there's our TNA segment for the week.
There you go. We covered TNA. We're good.
TNA, according to some people, the quote unquote number 2 promotion. There you go. We talked about a women's signing and a guy almost dying.
Oh, it is a number 2 promotion.
There's your title right there.
Yeah.
There's your title right there.
Yeah. TNA is a number 2 promotion, parentheses derogatory. Let's talk about Dynamite. I have just a few notes. Did you catch the Young Bucks versus what I'm calling Jet Ball? Speedball
Yes,
Mike Bailey and the
that was
Jet
a
Kevin
very good
Knight.
match.
That was awesome. Young Bucks in ring, still in Young Bucks form. You say what you want about their character motivations or anything like that. In ring,
It's literally
It's still the
been
Young Bucks.
literally been my entire problem with their character since their heel turn with the EVPs. Their character sucks, but they're still the exact same ballers in the ring.
yeah. I think they're going to be teaming with Okada and Ricochet this week. And I think this version, character-wise, of the Bucks works so much better with Ricochet than anybody else.
Could you imagine if they put Skego Jack Perry in that team? How just like characteristically like dull
Yeah,
it'll
he's just
be?
he's too emo for the rest of this.
He should.
These
I
guys
guys
need to be-
should be his own thing.
Yeah, Jack Perry should be his own thing. Let the Elite and Ricochet be like goofy 60s Batman villains.
Alternatively, Ricochet, Jack Perry goes full time into forging. He's extremely talented at making weaponry. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but full time into that.
Why is he a blacksmith also? Why is this a thing he does?
He makes his own props.
Yeah.
Like, he had a scythe a couple months ago. He made
For
it.
an entrance, yeah, he made it.
Okay.
Dude, yeah, he can he melts it down. And
I want to
That,
see him on that.
blacksmith's a pretty cool
Dude.
trade. If
Imagine
you
him on
can do
Forge
it,
and
you
Fire,
can-
dude.
Jack Perry on Forge and Fire. Oh, that'd be
Jack, it will
dude.
kill you.
I loved that show.
Dude,
growing up.
my parents, my mom got really into it, so we watched it.
Oh, my brother and I watched.
Time
I think
it
it
was
was on Hulu, and my brother and I watched every episode.
We watched it when
was
it was on the air, so we
Yeah.
were
awesome.
on
Every
that
week,
shit.
like appointment television.
Yep.
Yep. I like this. I really like the tag team of Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. Just an awesome.
Speed Jet Ball.
I think Jet Ball's the best name. I could get
I
Jet
think-
Speed also. I guess
yeah,
makes more
but
sense.
That's gonna need a family one.
but
Jet Ball is a
Jet
lot
Ball
better.
is the funnier one. FTR team up with Stokely Hathaway, who is back with a goatee, so
Yes!
you know he's evil.
That's my boy.
Also, they dropped the Hathaway. They're just calling him Stokely now.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. So, a serious Stokely Hathaway.
Here's why I like it. A lot of people, a common complaint I've seen for AEW is that all of FTR's promos kind of feel the same. So now you have Stokely as their mouthpiece. Perfect.
Plus when they're the heels who are getting punished for being heels, he's your comedic relief.
Yeah. And then they beat up the Rock and Roll Express. So beating up a couple legends, always a good way to get heat. I like this. I
They're
like heel FTR.
gonna fuck around and find out though, because that Rock and Roll Express can still fight back.
Oh yeah, they will. The Rock and Roll Express will fight back.
As we've seen, the senior scandal.
They have They still have problems with the Paragon with Cole O'Reilly and Strong. They got problems with Daniel Garcia.
They got problems.
They got problems. And then MJF gets the second thumb up. He gets one from Shelton Benjamin. He gives a card to Bobby Lashley, but Lashley still gives him a thumbs down.
This is what I think is gonna. I think it's gonna create some tension between the Hurt Syndicate now.
Yeah,
I think Bobby's still being hesitant. In a couple weeks, they'll talk about it.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm still strongly worded discussions coming up.
I still have no idea whether he ends up joining the group or not.
I don't think he does.
I'm leaning that way.
I think Bobby talks some sense, and we get a better face MJF.
Yeah, maybe.
Or a face Hurt Syndicate,
Either one. I know Cedric's on the way. I think.
He's
I don't
doing
know how
some
long
more indie dates, so
but I don't know how long he has on his 90 days before he can get to AEW. But you can do indie dates and be in AEW.
Yeah, he's
literally like hundreds of people have done that.
Couple weeks. I think.
Couple weeks left. Yeah. So we'll see. On to the WWE. Collision was kind of a nothing episode, honestly. But on to WWE. On SmackDown, Zelina Vega wins the Women's U.S. title. Beats Chelsea Green kind of out of nowhere.
Stop the count. If you're still in line, stay in line.
What'd you guys think of that choice?
I saw people being against the gimmick of Chelsea Green. I was still on board with it.
It's so good. It's so different than like El Grande Americano. Like it is perfect. I've loved Chelsea Green's run.
I do not like the winner.
You don't like Zelina Vega?
I don't like her at all.
Listen, I'm
kind
a
of
fan.
Kind of funny to have the Puerto Rican beat the heel president.
Yeah.
Chelsea Green, I think, should at least kept that a little bit longer.
Well, see, it felt I would have been fine with Zelina if they would have built to it a little bit more. Because
Maybe
I like
Backlash.
Zelina in the ring. I've always found her entertaining outside of WWE and like YouTube, like up down stuff and all that. I've always thought she's entertaining. She's never really been given great character to do in WWE, but I think she has that in her.
Did she win this because of an upcoming segment on a show we'll talk about?
I don't know. Did she win this because like Peacock is? I don't know. Something's happening in Puerto Rico that TKO needs a Puerto Rican women's champion or something.
I don't know.
Puerto Rican women's champion.
The roast of WrestleMania is why she won this.
To make it up to people.
Sorry, Puerto Rico. We know we just smoked Hinchcliffe, but so here's Zelina Vega.
Yep. And then, kind of related, Zelina Vega's husband, Aleister Black, returns with the same theme from NXT, the same presentation. Kicked the Miz's head into the rafters.
Shot to incendiary.
What do you guys think of this? Aleister Black back.
I mean, listen.
Hey,
he's a little washed, but I'll give it some time.
The cinematic match he's going to put on with Uncle Howdy is going to be generational.
You're right.
Like it's good. That's what I want to see. I want to see him get spooky with
that would be a
with
good
the White
match.
Six.
Still selling the eye, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't know what that. It's been 5 years. He's still selling
Seth
the eye.
Rollins injured his eye in COVID when there were no pre-Thunderdome even when it was just like the Performance Center with empty chairs.
That man's a worker.
Yeah,
They'll never question him again.
So I'm excited to see him back. He had a great AEW run, trios champion.
It faltered off at the end, but injuries happened. I think a healthy Aleister Black is going to be a good Aleister Black.
Yeah, his AEW run really started falling off when he had all those back problems.
Yeah.
Like that was really what knocked him down, and that was legitimate injuries, not like the Miro injuries that disappeared out of nowhere.
That's what I always used to think about independent wrestling after, during COVID. I'm like, we used to wrestle in empty arenas before it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember that being a topic of conversation at the time because at the time I would listen to Jericho's podcast, and he was talking about how most of us haven't been in front of the young guys are doing better than us right now because they're used to being because remember AEW would at least have other members of the locker room kind of in the crowd. So they're like, oh yeah, they're used to being in front of 40 people. I haven't been in front of 40 people since 1989. Yeah, Jericho, that makes sense. Yeah. So
imagine being a college athlete who used to perform for $70,000 a week, going WWE during your debut during COVID, and now there's nobody there.
Yeah. So it definitely though for some of those younger guys that had been on the indie scene, it was helpful.
Christian Casanova, did Bello come in during COVID? I think, yeah.
Did Mello? I don't remember when he signed to WWE. It might have been just after COVID.
But he came right for. I remember finding him in the collective in 2020. There was nobody there.
yeah.
COVID screwed McIntyre the hardest.
Yes.
He did not get his WrestleMania.
COVID
Win.
screwed me the hardest. Actually, I never got to see bi-curious Nick Gage.
What was I gonna? Oh, well, I didn't get to go to Comic-Con that year, and there was some cool wrestler. I remember there was some cool wrestler that was a guest at Kansas City Comic-Con that I was gonna get to go meet, and then that just didn't happen.
I had
because of
tickets.
Did either of you do the Thunderdome?
No,
I
didn't care.
wouldn't have even attempted.
Okay.
I didn't care enough.
I didn't. Yeah. This, especially at the time, I would have been. Yeah. I would have been much more
If AEW
interested in doing an
Thunderdome,
AEW.
I would do it.
Thunderdome at
Yeah.
the time. Yeah.
WWE, I didn't do.
Last thing on SmackDown, that triple TLC, dude.
Ooh.
Holy
Has
shit.
there ever been a bad triple TLC?
No, I don't.
This might be the best one though.
It was really good. I don't think it beats X7,
Okay,
but that's one of my favorite matches of all time. So that's gonna be hard to beat for me personally.
that's fair.
Yeah, this was awesome.
This is the best ring work one, I think.
You know what? It reminded me less of Hardy's, Dudley's, Edge, and Christian, and more of. Do you remember the SmackDown 6 ladder match?
Yeah.
It was just a ladder. It wasn't TLC, but it was Chavo and Eddie versus Angle and Benoit versus Ray and Edge in like the original brand split SmackDown era.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that, especially because, like, honestly, I think, like, if you look at that, 5 out of the 6 of those guys ended up being world champions of WWE individually. If you told me that by the end of the day, everybody in this match except for Dawkins will be a world champion, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Shelley and Saban have done it other places. Gargano and Ciampa did it in NXT. I mean, everybody's been clamoring for a Montez Ford singles run for like 5 years.
I feel like it's been like forever. Like ever since they started popping off.
Yeah.
Profits, they've been like, oh, Montez is so good. I want to see a single run.
Well, he was in the chamber one time, and I think that really propelled it too. They're like, oh shit, this guy's like
I do
awesome.
want to see Angelo Dawkins singles run too. I'll be real.
Yeah, I think he could be successful in singles run. I don't know if he'd be world champion, but he could definitely be U.S. champion a couple times.
Angelo Dawkins singles run would be so good.
Dude, can you imagine if he was like a heel singles guy managed by MVP? That would have been awesome. But the TLC match, incredible. One of the best matches of the year so far, I think.
Easily. What a fucking week this was in wrestling. Dude.
Yeah, and
Jesus Christ.
how was, dude? It's just it plays so much into my criticisms of WWE right now that this wasn't on the Mania card because they had to do the fucking Clash of Clans
Stupid
sponsored
shit.
match,
I
the
hate
New
that.
Day and War Raiders. Like, that should have been on the Raw after Mania, and this should have been on WrestleMania. Like, this should have opened night 2
Well,
of
it
WrestleMania.
sucks that we didn't know how we don't have Saudi money. Because if we did,
Yeah.
this would have been Mania. This would have been the Hot Dog Classic.
Yeah. On to Raw.
Yes.
So Jolka was in attendance. He bought the full John Cena outfit to show up here.
Yeah, Torts, I don't know.
But I guess do we want to go through the show first? What was your experience like? What do you want to go do first?
Oh, I mean, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We were right at the top, so we got a good view looking down. And
You said you were behind the commentary desk at the top, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you had
Yeah.
a view down on Pat McAfee and Michael Cole.
yeah, they
They're
had the
getting
drone
killed.
coming up, taking videos of everybody.
That's cool.
Like, that was pretty fun. And
Yep. So first thing, there was kind of a through line of the night with the Seth Braun, Paul Heyman stable, and Sami Zayn, which I really liked. I love when an episode of wrestling TV has kind of a recurring segments through it that are just kind of
Yeah.
like a through line of the show. What did you think of all of that?
I thought it was good.
Mhm.
Like, I enjoyed Seth Rollins being the first one to come out on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was really cool having Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman there.
Braun looks good in a suit, by the way.
Yeah,
He does.
he is everything Solo Sikoa should have been.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, and more. Like he is so good.
but before that happened, I don't think they showed it on Raw. They taped main event.
Yeah.
I think that was the match of the night. It was
Oh.
it was Alpha Academy versus American Made. And
That sounds like a match of the night, though.
It was a great match.
Nice.
Great match.
If you let Akira, I know it's been how many years has it been WWE Akira Tozawa?
since the Cruiserweight Classics, like 9 years.
If they would just let him cook, then he'd be one of the best guys on the roster.
I remember the Raw I went to. The main event match was Dragon Lee versus Ludwig Kaiser,
Dude,
which was awesome.
That's something crazy.
But yeah, so that sounds pretty great. And then
I
just
enjoy
into
that
Raw
main event has one just randomly good match on it
every week. Yeah.
Yeah, the other main event match was Dragon Lee versus Karrion Kross.
Oh,
What the
that
hell?
that's probably awesome, dude.
Better than Raw.
I need to start watching main event,
I know.
dude.
That was an awesome match. Karrion Kross, and he played that match so well, so well.
Talk about a criminally underused guy too.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like Sammy may be the first feud for this group. I think we all kind of thought it'd be Punk, Roman. Maybe it'll be some
The way they're doing it,
trios match.
Look at who was on Roman's team in the Survivor Series.
That is true. So we're missing a couple Usos, and
they're gonna destroy Jey Uso. I think soon.
What the real question is, who's gonna be the third for Rollins and Breaker? Because
hopefully
they're
Omos.
They're not stopping it.
Legitimately,
they're going to 5.
Legitimately, I'm hoping the next guy is Omos.
This is going to Survivor Series.
oh yeah,
This will go to War Games.
but CM Punk's and Roman Reigns are not going away. So it's gonna be those three, and then it has
Sammy
to be one other
and maybe
person.
the Uso. Yeah,
They're gonna pull it back. They're gonna do.
But right now, like he's saying, we have
3 on
Roman
3.
Punk, Sammy,
Yeah.
and we have Braun, Seth, managers Paul, who's the third man. Is it Hulk Hogan?
I hope it's.
I mean,
it is Eric Bischoff.
It's Eric Bischoff, yeah.
I mean, if this goes to Survivor Series, like I totally want
Oh,
a
this is
shirt
going to Survivor.
with CM Punk and Roman Reigns saying "Sorry, happened one more time."
Yeah. Yeah.
Repeat offender.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that'll be part of Vince McMahon's new promotion with Bischoff and Hogan.
Oh yeah, Science Fighter Wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. Repeat offender will be there at one of their pay-per-views.
Please welcome the She Was Only 17 heavyweight champion.
There's a lot of people gonna be that.
Yeah. So yeah, that I like that. Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez, awesome match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Got
Agreed.
interrupted by Julia, but I'm never gonna complain about Julia being on my TV,
Yes,
dude.
me either.
She rules.
Obviously, I wouldn't.
Yeah, that was a pretty great match. How was that in the building?
That was fun.
How loud was the pop for Rhea? Because it was
It-
big on TV.
It was huge. I actually have it on my phone.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because like when I went to Raw, we talked about it, and like that was deafening. Like it was insane when Rhea came out
It
on
was-
the Raw I was at.
it was equal, if not better, than Seth Rollins.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I was saying.
That
for
initial when her music hit.
Because like mine, Cody wrestled a dark match after Raw, and I think Cody and Rhea had equal pops. Like it was the same. Like
Oh yeah,
people were
she's
just as excited.
on that same level.
Roxanne also just incredible young wrestler. I'm so excited for more Roxanne. Now we get away from the good stuff. Jey Uso and Logan Paul are feuding. I don't think I could come up with a wrestling match I'd be less interested in than Jey Uso and Logan Paul for a world title on a pay-per-view.
That whole segment should have been replaced with AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. They were both there.
Yeah.
Like I saw AJ Styles tour bus with.
Yeah,
like,
they did the backstage segment together too. Like, yeah, that should have been. Do we want to break down the whole Backlash card right now?
Sure.
We're not predicting it this week or anything, but right now
Do we have to predict it?
we will. We will eventually. Jey Uso versus Logan Paul is just not interesting.
I am not pumped.
Oh,
he dropped his
was a
lighter.
lighter
He's
drop
so
for all of you
he's
here.
so disinterested. He dropped his lighter.
I was so mad at that.
what about go ahead.
It wasted such time that something cool could have happened on Raw because that was just a terrible interaction just to get one super kick out of it and then
a bunch of yeets.
Oh, the yeets were annoying.
Yep.
I thought they were cool to watch on TV, but in person, just unbelievably annoying.
What about the other world title match? How you guys feel about Cena Orton? I'm excited from a nostalgia standpoint.
I'm kind of pumped for it. I'm a little worried it might be a bad match, but I'm pretty pumped.
You know what? For me, the nostalgia is going to carry it.
Yeah.
I've been wanting this match. Like I think one of my jokes for the WrestleMania prediction was Cena was going to be there night one and face Orton.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, like I watched live all of their bouts, and it's
Um,
gonna be a good one.
Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria is another match that's on this card. They had a great promo segment on Raw. I liked that, and then I liked Lyra thinking she got away, and then Becky out of nowhere from behind hits her again. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Yeah, I like that.
So how excited are you guys for that match?
I'm pretty excited for it, I would say.
I'm predicting right now this feud carries to Bad Blood. This could be our Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood.
I'm not a big fan.
No, really? Not really?
It's just because I'm not a fan of Becky Lynch. I don't enjoy watching her for some reason.
I am a big fan of Becky Lynch. I'm also I like this from the standpoint of it feels like it could be the first major women's mid-card title feud.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we haven't had like major feuds with these titles yet, and this could really elevate them. What's the fourth match on Backlash that I'm forgetting? Gunther and Pat McAfee.
Ugh.
Listen,
it'll be a good match.
it's at least interesting.
Well,
You know
it
what I mean?
should be
Like,
happening.
It's at least interesting. Jey
It
Uso and
should
Logan
be
Paul is not
happening.
interesting.
I'm tired of like this stuff. Gunther, please. There is DPW waiting for you, gosh.
The G1 Climax is calling your name, Gunther.
The champion Carnival Gunther. You could be you could sweep
But-
it.
Did they bleep McAfee? On
Yes,
Netflix?
they did.
Oh,
Because he
man,
dropped
that was
a
the
handful
best.
of F-bombs.
Dude, that was the best promo
That
that
was
I've
a
seen
shoot,
live.
brother.
He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, the whole crowd just pops every time he curses.
Listen, McAfee, he's annoying as a commentator, but his feud with Adam Cole in NXT was awesome. He went into the ring, and you could tell that he really put a lot of effort into getting good at wrestling.
Yeah.
He did a swanton off of a cage. He was caught though, luckily. But yeah,
unlike Leon Slater, he was caught. Like he's okay.
Yeah. I'm actually really interested in this. It may not be great, but at least it's compelling. You know what I mean?
I'm very interested in this. I really want to see McAfee win. I really want to just see Gunther get his.
I will explode actually if Pat McAfee wins.
Yeah. I do. If there was ever an AEW WWE crossover, I would be very interested in Pat McAfee versus Nigel McGuinness.
Oh yeah, that might be the most interesting match of the card.
Yeah.
Michael Cole makes the 3 count because the referee's out.
Oh, dude. But yeah, I think I'm interested in that at least. He had incredible promo on Raw. Just a great promo. Anything else from Raw that you wanted to talk about? Did you get a dark match after the show?
No,
that
I
sucks.
sat there
That's
and waited.
crazy.
I waited, but none happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sami Zayn's execution. He got
murdered.
Oh my!
Dude,
Just
so
seeing Braun
watching
Breaker.
just watching Seth signal to Paul Heyman to call for it.
Yeah.
And then it's just like Braun Breaker's like their Pokemon. Like he's
Yeah.
just they're just like casting. They're like telling him to do moves.
Braun
Yeah.
Breaker, you speared.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was going to do it again. There was a big one more time chant going.
Oh yeah. That's the thing about this whole Braun Seth Heyman thing is that the fans are cheering for it. They are not mad at them at all.
It is
No.
the TKO crowd. It is. Oh, it's a big thing happening! Yay!
Your storylines don't work anymore. I mean, they work, but they don't work for getting the
Well,
fans where you want
Do
them.
you
They
think?
haven't worked in years.
Braun Breaker could come out and literally Gene Snitsky punt a baby, and everyone would still love him,
Yes,
Yeah.
I would. You're right.
even if the baby was real. Like,
A
That'd
real
be,
baby.
That'd be so cool. Yeah.
Well, do you guys think part of this is the WWE and TKO just like really shoving in your face that wrestling's not real? Do you know what I
There's
mean?
also
That
an
it's-
issue in the AW. Heels don't get booed.
Yeah.
he was the most physical, dominant wrestler on the card. And just seeing him move and hit as hard as he does, like,
I mean, it's crazy.
Braun Breaker.
That's
there
why
is
he's
a
where
G1
he's at.
climax
The only
waiting for you.
person in WWE who has been very consistently able to get big boots has been Dominic Mysterio.
Now he's getting cheered.
And now he's getting cheered. He ran back for an encore at Mania. Yeah. Like I don't know. It's an interesting place to be with crowds and something to monitor for sure.
The biggest heels in wrestling world are the House of Torture. They're the only ones who can actually get fucking booed.
Because they actually suck, though.
Fair, yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're still booing them.
The Death Riders are getting boos, but it's because
They
people
suck.
actually don't like them. You know what I mean?
There's no heel getting heel heat anymore. It's just
Yeah,
not a
exactly.
thing anymore.
All right, we got Shane and I are going to run through some predictions for NJPW Wrestling Dontaku.
Why can't Jolka? He'll go on vibes. It'd be great.
Yeah, this is a wild card.
There are too many names in this.
Yeah,
like
dude,
just
I'll name him. Don't worry.
all right. I can throw Jolka in on this one if you want to.
You like when my last streets is Kevinito.
I looked at it and it was just Masawa a little bit ago. Masawa and something
Yeah,
else.
I have. It's a loop.
Oh, okay.
So I got like just a ton.
Don't you have one that's like Liger
This
and
was supposed to
Akira Hakuto?
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
a Chaparrito. Sorry.
Oh,
But
okay.
the same difference.
Yeah. So yeah, Wrestling Dontaku. This is a 2-night event being put on by New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's one of their yearly pay-per-views. Kind of a middle of the road importance. Would you say?
Yeah, it's just randomly 2 nights this time.
Yeah, I don't know why it's 2 nights. I think it's really only 2 nights because of the Naito thing. Because it's Tetsuya Naito's last 2 matches in New Japan for the time being, for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So, first match we have, and this is 15 is your max confidence on this. There's 15 matches over the 2 nights.
Okay.
First match we have a babyface. It's a 10-man tag. The just a bunch of random baby faces together here. Master Wado, Oleg Bolton, Yo. It's an 8-man tag. Sorry, Master Wado, Oleg Bolton, Yo, and Toru Yano versus TMDK. That's Zack Sabre Jr.'s stable. Robbie Eagles, Kosei Fujita, Hartley Jackson, and Ryohei Iwa.
He's getting it.
I went with Team DK for 3 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Team Toriano for 2.
Team Yano for 2. All right.
Team Yo, whoever Yo is on.
Okay.
For 15.
Whoa! All right.
15 out the gate.
You guys are gonna be like, don't tell him he won. Like,
He's somehow going to win this.
Probably,
That's how it's going.
probably.
It's like when you have a March Madness bracket and somebody's like girlfriend is in it who doesn't watch basketball but she wins.
Even one of my families a couple years ago.
Yeah. Next up, we have another 8-man tag. We have LIJ, which is Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Tetsuya Naito, and Yota Tsuji, versus just 4 guys, which is Taichi, Taka Michinoku, and Yuya Uemura. So it's 3 of the 4 guys, teaming with Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull.
The 5th guy, hopefully.
Hopefully the 5th guy. I went with LIJ for 4.
You're not gonna lose. Yeah, I'm gonna give LJ 5.
LIJ 5. Okay.
Takamichinoku for 1.
Hell
Okay.
yeah! he knew that guy.
I love Takamichinoku.
he knows that guy. I know that
You will
shit.
know at least one more guy later.
He's the 5th guy actually.
Joker's the 5th guy. Next
Just
up,
hand me a letter. Like, uh-oh.
we have a 6-man tag team match. We have Bishamon, which is Haruki Goto and Yoshihashi,
Who's the
teaming.
champion.
Yeah, Haruki Goto is the world champion. They are teaming with Ryusuke Taguchi versus United Empire's Callum Newman, Grado Khan, and Jacob Austin Young. United Empire, for context, is a stable that Will Ospreay started in New Japan before he left. I went with United Empire for 5.
United Empire 6.
United Empire 6. All right.
Empire for 14.
All right.
Honestly, kind of like it because Cal Newman could get the win over like
Yoshihashi probably,
here,
yeah.
get some confidence and lose the next night. So yeah, I like it.
Next up, we have a tag match: El Phantasmo and Yado versus the Don Callis families, Konosuke Takeshita and
You
Rocky Romero.
might know Yado. He was in ECW, no ECW for a little bit.
He was, yeah. He had a cup of coffee in WCW. You probably don't remember him. He wrestled Jericho one time
That was
on a
good.
pay per view.
I see them,
That
I
was
might
Gato.
remember.
That was
you
Gato?
know, in the Slim Jim costume, yeah.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. All right. So Phantasmo and Yado versus the Callis family. I went Callis family for 9.
Callis Family 15.
Callis family 15.
Dude, there's no fucking way.
Yeah,
Yado has
true.
no knees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Callis family for 13.
All right.
Yado has no knee. The dude walks like this. He, like,
Next, we have a potentially last time ever matchup: the Ace Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Zack Sabre Jr. I went with ZSJ for 6.
Tanahashi 4.
I know I said at one point I can't pick against Tanahashi this year, but then he's wrestling Zack Sabre Jr., and I can't pick against Zack Sabre Jr. So you said Tanahashi for 4?
Yep.
What do you got?
Zack Sabre Jr. for 13.
You just did 13.
12.
12?
I think he's just counting down at this point.
Yeah. I think Jolka is going to be easy to keep track of. Next up, we have the Dragon Shingo Takagi versus Shota Umino. Just based on how New Japan's been booking, I went with Shota for 10.
Shota 9.
Shota for 9. Okay.
Shoto for 2.
Ooh,
two,
so
okay.
that might have there.
Next, we have the Dog Pound Cage match between House of Torture and the Bullet Club War Dogs. So these are both factions of Bullet Club, technically. But they're kind of separate inside factions of Bullet Club that are now warring against each other. The War Dogs are led...
Not the first time it's happened to Bullet Club.
Yes. So the War Dogs are led by Fit Finlay's son, David Finlay. And the House of Torture is led by a guy named Evil. So
you can tell who he is.
Big 5-on-5 cage match.
Evil also Io Sky's ex, by the way.
I went War Dogs for 15.
Wow.
I'm confident in my guys.
The House.
You're going with the House.
For 7.
Okay.
I'm going with the House for 11.
All right.
11.
All right. All right. So that's the end of night 1. On to night 2. We have Batten Blah Blah and Mintai Kid. I don't know who these guys are.
I don't know.
Versus the War Dogs team of Gato and Taiji Ishimori.
Give me Slim Jim Man for 7.
All right, so you're going War Dogs for 7.
Yep.
I went with Blah Blah and Mintai Kid for 1.
I respect it. Jolka, tell how many points to put on Blah Blah.
I'm gonna put on. I'll put on 3.
There's no goddamn way he's not picking fucking Blah Blah.
Yeah.
There's no
You
fucking
know I'm
way.
not picking something
There's
else.
no
It's like
fucking way.
that Arrested Development joke where there's the lawyer named Bob Blah Blah. Bob Blah Blah or whatever, yeah.
Von Blah Blah is just Blah Blah Blah
Yeah.
Blah.
Next we have a tag team match here. Master Wado and Yoshihashi versus the United Empire's Grado Khan and Jacob Austin Young. I went with the Empire again just for 2 points on this one.
I'm gonna pick Master Wado Shihashi this time.
All right.
I'm gonna put like 3 or a low number I haven't used.
Have you used 3 yet? No, you haven't. I'll throw 3 on there.
Bang.
What do you got, Joko?
What was that guy's name? Guido Kung?
Great
Khan.
Great Okan.
Oh,
He
got
loves porn stars.
Oh, all right, yeah, that guy for 10.
I see. I figured he'd respond to that. So
He would, yeah. Next, we got a Stardom showcase in here. We have the Stars, which are Hazuki and Koguma, teaming with Maika, who will be leaving for injury after this, versus Neo Genesis, which is Azumi and Starlight Kid, teaming with Yuna Mizumori. I think Mizumori is the only person in this match that I haven't seen wrestle at this point. I've been getting a little more familiar with Stardom. I went with Stars and Maika for 8.
Let's see. Stars need a big win. They just lost to Mayu, so they need a win in general. But Neo Genesis is the more pop. It's like it's still mostly all together. Azumi and SLK are like just have big. SLK is one of the world champs. I'm gonna go Neo Genesis.
Neo Genesis?
Medina's Moria, but I'm gonna put 4.
4 on it?
I don't know.
Have you used 4 yet? You already used 4.
5,
You've used
6,
5. You've used 6.
7.
You did 7 twice somehow, so you got to change the War Dogs.
He did that last time, too.
The Gato and Taiji Ishimori. You want to change that one to 8?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You do have 1 available.
I'll use
still.
1 on this one. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know I had 1 available still.
Yeah. All right. What do you got? You got Stars or Neo Genesis?
I'm going to go with Neo Genesis for 4, just to cancel out Shane.
He also picked
I
them.
picked
But,
Neo Genesis too.
Yeah,
but if
so
they
you-
win, you'll get more points out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, we have El Phantasmo and Oleg Bolton versus Don Callis families, Konosuke Takeshita and Rocky Romero. I went with Phantasmo and Oleg for 7.
I'm gonna agree with you.
You're going to go Phantasmo and Oleg?
What do I have?
You have, I think, 9 through 14.
I'll pick 9.
Oh, no, you did. You already used 9. You have 10 through 14.
I'll pick 10.
Pick 10. What do you...
What's my highest left? 10?
9 is your highest left.
Then 9 goes to Phantasmo. I
9
love
to
that
Phantasmo.
name.
Yeah. He's
He's
like,
Canadian, too.
imagine Logan Paul, but better.
Logan Paul,
in
but,
literally
like,
every way.
better every way, and can go to Japan.
Oh, it's just like not a piece of shit, Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of a blonde guy, similar build, not a piece of shit. Cool sunglasses.
Not a piece of shit.
Next, we have a big 10-man tag. Hiroshi Tanahashi teaming with Tajiri, Toru Yano, Yo, and Ryota Chikuzan versus TMDK, which is Zack Sabre Jr., Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, and Ryo Heiwa.
They're somewhere. I forget where they are, but they're somewhere where these guys are big names.
Mm-hmm. I went with Tanahashi's team for 13.
I'm picking Tajiri's team for 14.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same team.
No way.
Yeah. Team Ace for 14.
Yeah.
No, you put that team Tajiri for me.
Put Team Tajiri on yours?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Green Mist for 8, Alex.
All right, so let's see. You said 14, Shane, and you said 8. I'll just put yours as Team Tajiri as well. Okay. Next up, we have LIJ, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Tetsuya Naito, and Shingo Takagi versus just 4 guys, Taichi and Taka Michinoku. And they are also teaming with Shota Umino and Tomohiro Ishii.
What did I give? I gave 15 to what?
You gave 15 to the first Callis family match, the one with Yato.
Can I put?
You can put 13 on
Can
this.
I put 15 on this match and then 13 on that one?
Yeah. Who are you picking? LIJ, I'm assuming?
LIJ, obviously, yeah. There's
So
no way.
LIJ for 15 and
There's
change the
just
other one to 13?
No way, yeah.
Okay. So I believe you have 11 and 12 left, by the way. All right, who you picking? LIJ or just 4 guys and some other
it
guys?
is 2 out of the 4 LIJ's last match in New Japan.
Oh, and I'll go with Lig for 7.
Lidge for 7. Lidge for 7. So I believe, Jolka, that leaves you with 5 and 6 left as your points to use. Our 2 title matches here to close night 2. We have Yota Tsuji defending the IWGP Global title, think Intercontinental Championship, versus Yuya Uemura. I went with Tsuji for 11. What do you got, Shane?
Tsuji for 12.
Tsuji for 12, and then that would leave, you'll have 11 to put on the last one. Okay, what do you got, Yota Tsuji or Yuya Uemura?
Yuya Uemura for 5.
All right. Yuya for 5, which means you'll have 6 on the main event. Main event is Haruki Goto defending the IWGP title against the young Callum Newman. I went with Goto for 14.
Goto for 11, I guess.
Goto for 11, and then you have 6 left. Are you picking Goto or Callum Newman?
I'm going to pick Goto because he
All right.
sounds like a goat.
Yeah, he's
So,
pretty awesome. he might be the GOAT.
so
So yeah, there's our Wrestling Dontaku predictions. Now tape up the light tubes, take the door off its hinges. It's time for Shane's GCW Corner.
I will tell you what, this week, a lot less to talk about,
The
obviously, than the last
few weeks?
Yeah, because the collective's gone. So all we really got is match announcements and some announcements for shows that are near the KC. Haven't announced a thing about the KC date yet, which is weird that they done the shows before and after it. The show after it, God, I hope one of the tag teams on that show will be on a KC show. Because we'll be getting to see some bocce action at the Astronauts returning to DCW in Hartford. The big one, though, is the right before they come to KC, they do the Cage of Survival. That's going to be Ciclope and his former tag team partner, Beto Extremo. And I think the one you're most excited about is the LA show. That's some good matches there.
Mm-hmm.
We got Effie Hammerstone for the title.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Jordan Oliver, Alec Price versus Subculture, which is NXT UK alumni.
Yeah, that's Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster.
Yeah.
I like them.
Masha versus Jonathan Gresham.
Oh shit, that's gonna be awesome.
Maki Ito versus Miyu Yamashita.
Okay, I'm not a huge Maki. I don't really like Maki.
That's
Ito.
that's 1 million explodes. It's the mega power is pretty much TJPW.
It doesn't.
Cardona's coming back.
Oh, is he gonna let somebody fall again?
Probably. Tremont and Warner are facing off in Rochester next month.
Okay.
Billy Starks, Miyu Yamashita.
Yeah, I just said. Did you see Billy Starks going to CMLL?
She did.
She did. She already did.
Yeah.
Okay, I just saw the announcement. I didn't see
She did last week. This week.
Okay.
Masha against Atticus Koger in Rochester.
That'll probably be pretty good.
Some guys named the High Seas. One was running a captain hat in Rochester.
Love
And
it.
the Friendos explode. Effie is taking on Manders for the belt May 18th.
Ah, man. It's Effie versus our local guy. I got to root for Manders. I got to root for Manders. He's our local guy, dude.
And the last thing I'll talk about here is it's more of a funny clip. After Big Gay Brunch, Effie took the crew out to a drag show in Vegas.
You did just say big gay brunch.
Yes.
All right. I didn't want to ask because I'm like, did I hear that wrong?
Yep, that's the name of the.
That's the name of Effie's show. Effie's very proudly, openly homosexual.
And he runs a show
it's a Big Gay Brunch. It's
for
a celebration of gay wrestlers.
Yeah, LGBTQ wrestlers, and also Zack Sabre Jr.
Who's there because he's vegan.
He's there because he's vegan. Yep.
I mean, does Chad Gable now count under that because he's like transitioning into a luchador?
I don't know.
I don't know if that counts.
I don't think so.
There's just a lot of confused people that count in those categories now, so he might fall into that category.
I mean, vegan counts. So.
Vegan counts, yeah. Does
he puts the G? There's
Chad
a G
Gable
in it.
has like multiple personality disorder? Does that count?
I'll get back to you on that. But it started with like they had like a black wrestling show, they had the gay wrestling show, they had luchador wrestling show,
the MMA show,
MMA
style show, yeah.
They had a bunch of weird shit. But after they took it to a drag show, and the drag queen asked him because it's Manders. He dressed like Manders does. He
Cowboy hat.
just a fucking like a guy you would see at Casey's if he went right now.
Yeah.
Jeans, shirt, ball cap.
Yeah.
Not like anybody else there.
Yep.
So he gets asked who's his best friend in the group. He can't answer right away. Yes, who's the bitchiest? Points right to Alley Catch.
That's good.
And then he's asked who helped you hide the body. And without a second thought, no hesitation at all, Effie.
What was the question?
Who would help him hide the body?
Oh, who would help you hide a body?
Effie.
Yep. Effie would. Yep.
That's my world champion right there.
I mean, you could say that about Manders too, WXW world champion.
He's also my world champion. Right there.
So, anything else for GCW?
That's all I have for now. No, nothing too big, obviously. Just if it's coming to you, as Dave Payback says, you should go.
Mm-hmm. On to our favorite things of the week. All right, so of course, where I hand out the gold, silver, and bronze hot dog. Shane does the gold, silver, and bronze handshake. Jolka does a 3 count. So Shane, what is the bronze handshake this week?
Let me make sure that I got the names right here. 1 second. Maya Sarah against Suzu Suzuki in a no DQ match.
What was that first name? Sorry.
MEI May Sarah.
Okay.
Against Suzu Suzuki in a
no Suzuki.
no DQ match. There was blood for like the first 5 seconds.
All right.
There was chairs too.
May Sarah, any relation to Mia Sarah from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the actress that played?
I will. It is very close.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll show you the name. Like, it's really close.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. All right. What's the 3 for you, Jolka?
Karrion Kross and Dragon Lee.
All right. Main event. Getting a call here.
Main
That's
event.
awesome.
Shout out to main event, by the way.
I don't know if it was just because I was there or not, but it was a really good
That
match.
sounds like a good match.
It was really good.
Not being there. It sounds like a fun match.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it.
Mine is also a match from Raw. Well, a match from Raw, not from main event, but from the same night. I went with Rhea and Roxanne for my bronze. I really liked that match. That was pretty
good.
great. So I went with that. Shane Wicket's the silver handshake.
Do you know where I can watch main event actually?
I think it's on Peacock.
Okay.
I think. I have no idea. I've never tried to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't either. I only watch it when it's Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when they first launched main event, and it was supposed to be like a real third show, and it was on like Ion TV.
Yeah,
I remember watching
watched
that.
I watched that first.
Because the first night they did like Punk versus Sheamus or Punk versus Bryan or something crazy.
It was great. That first night was awesome.
I want to see them bring back the Saturday night main event for NXT, but use the old WCW main event set where the doors open.
Did I tell you Saturday night? Oh, that'd be so cool.
I want to see them bring Saturday Morning Slam back. Do you remember that?
That show sucked.
Dude, it was so much fun.
The rated G shows, they couldn't do headlocks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember Livewire?
That was before our time, I think, but I see clips of it.
Do you guys remember on cable? Did you guys ever have a preview channel where it just scrolled through all of the channels telling you what's on TV?
Yep.
They would have that on right before the pay-per-views, the WWE would have a little corner in there, and they would have like the Live Wire show right before the pay-per-view.
Nice.
That's where they did like the Nacho Man and the Huckster.
Oh god.
Like,
Billionaire Ted shit.
yeah.
Yeah. So what was your silver?
It was Suri versus Mai Iwatani for the IWGP Women's title.
All right. So what's your number 2, Jolka?
Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn.
All right, that's pretty good.
That's
My number
terrible way to come back for Sami Zayn.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
but hey, gives him somewhere. He can only go up from here.
He's back on the shelf.
That's fair. He can only go up from here.
Yeah. I went with Jet Ball versus the Young Bucks. I really like that match, so I'm gonna give that my silver. Shane, what's your gold?
Tom Nakano and Saya Kamitami.
Okay. Yep. I definitely know how to spell both of those. I'll figure it out later. What's your number 1?
Tom Nakano, dude. Come on.
No, I know that one.
It's again Saturday night's main event.
Or the main event.
The Alpha Academy.
Dude,
versus,
I really gotta find.
We gotta watch
Eric
this episode.
Made.
When does main event even air? Like, I don't know anything about this.
I don't know if they're the dark matches, but
If these are dark matches, I'll be.
No, because they
obsessed.
do the whole staging everything. They have to be putting them on Peacock, I guess.
they were the best 2 matches.
I mean, I once picked a house show match as my gold, so like I guess it's fair.
Yeah, I definitely picked the dark match that I saw when I went to Raw. The Cody Carmelo. I definitely picked that. New episode Saturday. So Saturday. This will
on
be
Saturday this week, you should watch main event on Peacock.
Oh,
I'm not
dude!
gonna spoil it for you. You should watch it. Those
Last
are
week's
good
episode
matches.
had New Catch Republic versus the Creed Brothers.
Okay, all right, man.
So this is where WWE's hiding their bangers, dude.
I
Tyler Bate versus Ludwig Kaiser 2 weeks ago.
What the fuck?
Dude, what is this? Tozawa versus Xavier Woods. Dude, this is crazy. Why are there good matches on here?
Tozawa. and
Pinta
fucking-
versus Joaquin Wild and Tozawa versus Kaiser.
Tozawa versus Apollo Crews might be the best match either of them had WWE ever.
Oh my
if
god!
you let them work the Dragon Gate style, that's the best match of the year.
February 13th, Pinta versus Grayson Waller was on main event. Why are we not watching this? This might have to become part of like my weekly wrestling intake.
Oh shit!
Like that's
Dragon Lee, Pete Dunne.
Dude, God, this is insane. Like, I had to watch Joe Hendry wrestle on WrestleMania, but they're hiding this shit from me. Tucking this away on the main event corner.
Akira Tozawa, Pete Dunne, dude. What the fuck?
All right. My gold for the week is the TLC match from SmackDown. One of the best matches of the year. One of the best TV matches I've seen in a long time. So I really like that. On to our upcoming matches. Not a lot announced for this week, but I'll tell you guys what we're going to see. You can tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how excited you are. On Dynamite, we have Hangman Page versus Kyle Fletcher, Owen Hart Cup semifinal.
The 7.
I'm probably about an 8 for this one.
I'd say a 5 because that's maximum excitement for the half guy that I know in it.
Yep. The Elite, the Young Bucks and Okada, teaming with Ricochet against Kenny Omega, Mark Briscoe, and Jet Ball.
A 9.
I'm a 10 at this. This is going to be awesome.
A 9 on this.
I'm a 10. You said the 2 magic words, Briscoe and Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yep. On SmackDown, Aleister Black versus The Miz.
Like a 5? Like I'm excited.
At least a
I'm
6.
excited for Aleister Black, but I'm not excited for the Miz.
I'm excited for his first match back.
I'm a 10 with that breaking the thermometer if it could go to 11.
Yeah.
Like, I love The Miz.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of The Miz too. I'm
That's
just
strange.
I lost my shit when The Miz beat Randy Orton with his briefcase. That was.
I got so mad.
I'll be honest. I've always liked The Miz. So
When he turned face, I like them. Like I have a couple of Miz shirts. I don't wear them anymore. They don't fit me, but
some of my favorite wrestling memories are based around The Miz and Damian Mizdow. That was some good shit.
I first came up with like Miz show Miz. So like
Oh yeah, Showmaz. Yep.
I came to Big Show. Shit.
The Miz and R-Truth. That's
was
just gold.
That's the best team.
Anything R-Truth does is perfect.
Did you see that recent tag match where he went to tag Miz? He's like, I'm not on your team.
Yeah. R-Truth's such a golden.
Yep. On Raw, we're gonna get JD McDonough versus Penta. That'll be pretty good. I'm probably like a 7 for that. Where do you at, Shane? McDonough and Penta.
I'll give it a 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
8. Yeah.
And we didn't really talk about it, but McDonough's match on Raw was really good too.
Yeah.
Like he did not miss a beat.
Rusev versus Otis. The in-ring re-debut of Rusev.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
A couple certified sirloin beef steaks.
Because this is that, but like Rusev, he's just doing the same thing in AEW, but calling AEW trash. So
Yeah.
Probably a 7.
All right. That's it for the lightning round here. Match recommendation of the week: Chris Benoit and Steve McMichael versus the Steiners from Nitro, July 7th, 1997. So, I've actually seen this match. It is pretty good. It's one of his highest rated matches on Cage Match.
Random team right there.
Yeah. Well, they were both I think they were both Horsemen at the time. So this was 4 Horsemen versus Steiner Brothers, but the Horsemen are represented by Benoit and Mongo. If you want to listen to more of us, we just put out our ECW Heatwave 98 classic. Next one that coming out this week will be Extreme Rules 2011. The classic review show has been captured and compromised to a permanent end. Not really. We will be doing more, but yeah, so that's it for this week. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. Like we said, Backlash is on the way. Wrestling Dontaku, Double or Nothing from AEW coming up. So just remember to enjoy wrestling.